Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the Dammâseq Campaign. Last time, we got our new Jordan region roaded up and kind of integrated a bit more into our nation. Still waiting on our tyranny to decline before we can really revoke some of these random cities just kind of hanging around, but we're kind of building around them at the minute. I am making plans to increase our tyranny reduction to facilitate that, including switching over Shalem or Shalem. I think at this point we have enough happiness for our core population that I don't really need the extra 4%. Over to Shopash, with the monthly ruler popularity gain being handy, actually for tyranny reduction as well, but mostly for the omen effect. So definitely something that we want to consider here. It would cost 15 stability to do this now, but I guess I could go for it. Any other tyranny reduction gods around here? I don't think anyone's going to be better than Bull over in the economy area for my goals here. I don't really think so. Yeah, I think that's the way to go for sure. Yeah, so I think also Jaffa is the one with the temple to Shalem at this point, so I think we definitely don't want to be worshipping a god that Jaffa has some relationship with here. So I think we go ahead and switch over, for the first time in quite a long time, one of our gods to Shopash, with the aim of helping to reduce tyranny. And then in less than a year, actually, we'll switch over from Ashara to Shopash. Our 70-year-long streak of worshipping Ashara is going to pause, at least for the minute, as we try to get our tyranny under control. I'm not planning to run zero tyranny for the rest of the game. I just want to get down to a level of tyranny that's more in the middle of the what I now understand to be 0 to 100 tyranny range, so that we have some flexibility to spend tyranny here and there, but we're always going down all the same. So with that in mind, I think we will go ahead and switch this over to Shopash. Yes, this will bring us down to 49 stability, I believe, which will be more than fine. And so, there we go. Yeah, so there's that temple over in Kira on Kypros. We will attend to that later on. I guess at this point it's called Alasia, so if I want to be accurate, the island's called Alasia in this time period. I guess Kypros is more of the ancient age name for it, not the Bronze Age name for it. Whatever the case, yeah, looks good. So we'll switch over to Shopash once we're able to. And in the meantime, we're waiting for our military to be ready to go. It's going to be about 3 months, and then we'll get ready for our invasion of Tyr. Tyr does not have any friends at all, so this should be perfectly fine. And I think what I'll do, actually, is I will raise the Kadesh levy and have them start coming down a little earlier here. I think this was the region split here, right? Yeah. It's always a gamble which one it is. Let's see. Who do I want in the front? Maybe Axeman. I'm going to put Spearmen in the front just because there's more of them. I don't think this matters too much, honestly, but just to be thorough. Skirmishers on the side. Actually, yeah, Archers have more maneuver, so I'll put them on the side. Yeah, that looks fine. Then you can we could actually do Force March, which I have unlocked recently. Yeah, so this increases their weight. I just bumped the mic there, sorry. This increases their weight a ton, so you could have attrition problems, but they are really fast, and they don't get any morale recovery. But especially on roads, force marching is extremely fast. So let's force march these guys down to the front line. I think what I probably want to do is have these guys be the ones to... Let's see here. Let me think about this. I'm just kind of conceptualizing the fort layout. I'm thinking, do I want to keep Hazor as the capital in Hazor? Maybe. Farmland on the river is obviously what I want to focus on here, so... it would be the right distance from the planned returned city, it used to be a city, the planned returned city of Rakot, so that's good. So would Katzrin, incidentally, so of the two. Katzrin would be pretty close to Ortal. Yeah, so if we plan to keep Ortal in its location, I think it's good to have a fort in this kind of middle area just for protection. So I probably want to keep Ortal. I think it does make sense to keep Hazor, honestly. And Hazor's buildings are quite valuable too, so it's not the worst thing ever. I will have to assimilate these guys, but this Let's see, Tyrion is a Canaanite, so these guys are actually the right culture group, so they're going to be easier to assimilate, so that's actually not the end of the world. So I think because I want to keep Hazor, I guess killing some of them isn't the worst thing, so maybe I should have Daniel's force go to Hazor and sack it, and then they can go to work on Rahab. We sort of did this war with Tyr like a decade ago or so, whenever we took this stuff. So we kind of know the general idea with these forts. So I think this force here, all that is to say, let's have these guys head down. They are going to take the road network, which is great to see them going the right direction. Yeah, only, what is this, like 7 days to travel into the mountain valley? That's really fast from plains. That's quite good. And then I'll raise my main army, actually, I think, just at Ortal, though I'll have them raise at, I guess Ortal has some more supply limit. Actually, what I should do, let me raise them over here at the border, and then split them into 2 forces so I can get sacks more frequently. I don't need lots of money necessarily, but I want to just reduce the population amounts around here so they're easier to manage later on. Split in half. Let's have the first one go over to Aniam. Then once I control Hazor, I might road through Ortal so I connect with it over to my core road, so it's not just going around this lake, or the Sea of Galilee, rather. And then you guys down here, also let me put these guys on the proper spearmen in the front, skirmishers behind, archers, and then over here, spearmen in the front. That sounds fine. You guys come over to Nahalol, and then we'll raise the levy in Jordan once they are raisable. And yeah, let's resume. Then also a palace in Rabat Ammon. Yeah, this guy changed all the policies too. Let's not forget about that. He put them all onto acquisition of wealth. That's not the end of the universe, honestly. Extra tax and commerce isn't terrible. I guess I could change all these. This would cost a lot of tyranny, though. What would it cost? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times, was it 0.06? So let's round it down slightly to 0.5. So 8 times 5 is, what is that? 35? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. No, 40. 8 times 5 is 40. So it's going to, so in this context it would be 4, because we're decimal points. So it's going to be something over 4, so we don't actually have enough room in our tyranny to switch all these right now. Ugh. Well, let me first see any place that has sharp decline, like Rabat Ammon is furious, Jordan's mad, Gilad is actually okay now, Jericho's kind of mad, Kaman is okay, Rakat's actually improving. Mahanaim, I mean, the other thing too is my stability went down, but Mahanaim is kind of mad. Yeah, so I think Rabat Ammon, I at least need to switch this over. Well, yeah. I think there's still some wrong culture nobles. Yeah, there's 2 wrong culture nobles here. I need to demote these guys. So let's at least switch this to harsh treatment. And then other places that have active loyalty problems, we should address those as well. Anything else that's over, like, 20-ish? I think over 20, or over 0.20 rather. So Jericho I will also address too. Harsh treatment. Yeah, I think over here. No, that's Dammâseq. Yeah, there's a Joffin noble over here who's causing trouble. Is he going to demote? Actually, he's going to move to He's moving to Hajla? What? I guess there's noble desired ratio over here in the plains, but kind of bizarre. Alright, whatever. He'll eventually demote. And we'll hold off for now then with that done. I guess I could have had this guy go into force march, but whatever. No, people aren't in position anyways. The court speaks. Rhetoric and debate have raged for a full year. The court of Aram has reached a final stance on the matter of Phoenicia. Drawing a sharp breath, the herald recites protect the weak of Phoenicia. I actually didn't get any events to make me like decide this, so this is kind of bugged, but honestly, this is probably the outcome I would have wanted anyways. So we get respectable olive branch for 20 years. We actually haven't had this modifier for quite a long time, so kind of nice, all things considered. Alright, so this force is ready in 1 month or so. That's good. I probably don't need all of my levies raised for this sort of situation, but I may as well. You know, I have these levies, so I may as well use them. American foreign policy ass comment right there. Alright, here we go. Let's raise these guys just over here. Actually, I'll raise these guys at Katarim, and then I'll have this force go to Katarim to support, because this... Actually, this is a city, too. Yeah, these are both cities. I'll have this force come here. This force can just hold the fort down at Rahab. I feel like this force is probably safe. Bat Gnome with 10 Martial is a threatening general for those guys. So, also Daniel has 0 Martial now because he has Cancer, so we should not forget about that. But this force here will sack Hazor and then come join at Rahab, so that we're fine. We are totally fine, all things considered. Okay. April 26th, 879, I think we go to war now. Once we take these guys off of Force March, we're not going to have full morale, but that's fine. These guys also don't have full morale quite yet, but that's fine. I think we're ready to go. Okay, so we're going to be aiming for Hazor, just because this is easy to reach. And yeah, we'll call in Ugarit and Tunip, that's perfectly fine. Ugarit will actually help out in the north, too, so that's good. Let's go for it. Alright, the Canaanite regional power of Tyr rallied together to defend. I don't remember if I remembered to turn off my forts, but they're on now, so I guess I could turn them off. I don't think I need them in this war, but it's not that big of a difference maintenance-wise, honestly, so I think we're fine. Let's go for it. So you guys coming in here. I'm not going to attach them together. I'll just have them move, you know, like that. I'll pay attention to them. Alright, and here we go. War with Tyr, round 3? How many fights? I don't remember how many wars we've had with Tyr. Actually, we can see right here, it's the second Aramaean Tyrian war, so this is round 2. We fought Tyr at least once before, and that was for this stuff over here, so that makes sense. Alright, here we go. Fortress under siege, fortress under siege. Alright, Tyr. So Tyr's going to survive the war with a section of Canaan, which I'll leave for them. I don't need to tag wipe them, right? I wouldn't benefit from tag wiping them, honestly, for the tyranny cost of selling slaves. I guess I could get, like, AE reduction, but whatever. I don't really care about tag wiping them. So we're perfectly fine. This guy will get a sack in. Even though I want Hazor to be my own city, I'd rather diminish the population slightly with the sack. Also, the gold isn't the worst thing ever. So, also, we're just killing slaves, so that's perfectly fine. Good. And that's the war target right there. Coming over here. This could probably be an assault at Zebulun. Maybe. We have a lot of assault power, but this might be too close of a call. Not that we'd run out of men, but we're not really at full manpower right now anyways. And we do have more forts further up, but particularly the Sidon fort is concerning me. And there's more beyond that. Berat is still a fort. Byblos is still a fort. I think we'll just siege this stuff naturally. There's not really a huge rush here. I think we're perfectly fine. Of the people. Our ongoing attempt to woo the highly skilled statesman Baal Hadkarda has encountered a hitch. Being a true man of the people... Alright, we've seen this event before. This is just some guy. It is my chancellor, I guess. Yeah, this is fine. Also, let me not forget about my money. Let's build a palace down here. And then over here as well. We actually don't have any room. Shoot. Actually, this is okay now with that policy. What about up here? Let me build a palace at Jordan, or rather at Shadmot in Jordan, just to... Oh, I haven't actually made this a city yet. Whoops. Let me start a city foundation at Shadmot. Yeah. And then at Panuel, let me actually also start a city foundation here. I totally forgot about that. I should have done that earlier. Oh well, that's fine. Nijron, I think, is ready for a palace. Maybe? Probably. Perhaps. Yes. we'll build a palace in Nijron, but not quite yet. We need more money. Okay, just like that, all of our money has been spent up, so that's nice. Speed 2. Let's move up to speed 3. Alright, water shortage, that's a good roll. Here we go. Okay, off to a good start. I do not see the Tyrian army anywhere, so I don't know what they're up to, but against my 2 stacks, they definitely can't do too much. Okay, is that their entire army? 7 cohorts, I guess that's what they have. That's not going to do too much against me. Yeah, I've got... How much is this? Like, almost 30 cohorts here. I've got almost 40 cohorts down here. Furs to Carnium, or furs from Carnium, rather, that sounds fine. Of course, Urit's going to start fighting the Tyrian army and losing, like goofballs. That's fine. Okay, so what I might want to do here is tactically send... Well... the issue is that with Daniel's 0 Marshal, me being able to get sacks here is of questionable capability. But these cities here in the hills, I 1000% won't keep. Even Hazor, which I do plan to keep as my capital in this province, like I still wanted to sack it. So I think it is worthwhile to actually try and get this with my guy, which means sending away this force here. I guess what I'll do, because this is a fairly safe area, now that it's in the positives, I'll just have this guy... Can I like go this direction? Actually, oh no, I can't quite go this direction. I'll just have this guy back out and be nearby. Now that we're over... Yeah, now that we're over in the positives with him present, I'll let Daniel try to finish the siege off by himself. Just to see if we can get some sacks here. Certainly doesn't hurt. These guys will stand around. Also, they're not going to have attrition problems when they're in my land eating my food. Alright, then over here, I'll send you guys back over to Nahalol. And we'll let Daniel run the show from here and try and get some sacks in. Alright. Good stuff. Down to only quadruple-digit manpower temporarily. And this is with that, the law that I changed, or what do you call it? The Civ Advance that I changed, and having all my forces raised, and also being on default maintenance, so that is pretty good. Okay, we've seen this event before. This is a family head, so I probably should be his friend. Corruption on Daniel could cause problems. Although that being said, friendship with Daniel... So Daniel is ailing, and I don't know, honestly, how much longer he has. This guy's loyalty is at 100, so it's not the end of the universe. I don't really want to rival him, though. Let me just lose popularity. That's annoying. Alright, water shortage. We're getting some good rolls here, even with Daniel's 0 Marshal. All those siege techs that we have are helping out for sure. Alright, let's get some sacks. So, as I said in my confession about sieges in Imperator Rome video, now I know that this 21% isn't the chance of the siege winning, but just the progress. And I should have known that's how this works, honestly, because that's how EU4 works, and Imperator Rome's siege mechanics are mostly just an iteration on EU4's siege mechanics, and it doesn't make any sense over there either. At least with EU4, you had the sort of excuse that they had to try to make it work in a game that had, you know, breaches you could cause through, like, cannons and whatnot, so, oh, whatever. Sacking of Zibelun, none shall hide. Good. Alright. Then you guys head on up to Akko. I'll have this force kind of follow behind as a reinforcement army, but not be on the location directly, just so we can help Daniel out if we get attacked. Surprisingly, I don't think we're going to get attacked, but I don't see anybody here, but their army might be in this area somewhere. Sacking of Rahab as well, none shall hide. Good. You coming up to Haman, and then you follow behind. We're also about to hit the 1st of January, 880. Alright, we are now 95 years into the campaign. The centennial is almost upon us. Let's call down for the first time ever. Actually, we can't. We have to wait for longer. Shoot, forgot about this. I can't do it right away. I guess we'll call down Ashara for one more period here. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. So we'll celebrate our centennial in 5 years by calling upon Shapesh for the first time. But Ashara for now, which is perfectly fine. Oh, hello, all of the Tyrian forces. I was not expecting to see you here. 9th of January, 7th of January. So we don't hit them here in Elon. We're not hitting them here on Twitter.com. But we will be behind them, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Also, Haman is their capital, interestingly enough. We actually have everything except for Akko, that's funny. Alright. Also, these guys will sack the area while they stand around. Yeah, these guys aren't going to really fight us. Even Daniel's own personal levy, where he has 0 martial, is still so large that the enemy army can't do too much. Sacking of Akko. Akko, yeah. That's what I have to say about that. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Alright, I'll have you guys actually come up here, and I'll have you head for Tyr, and you guys will also head in this direction, and then these guys will go over towards, this force will head over to Tebnin, and then you will, this guy with Daniel will head to Sharifa. Also, let's build more palaces. Literally sacking these guys to build palaces with the blood money. This is true Bronze Age behavior. Nizran this might be a little premature to build a palace in Nizran, but palaces are cool, so we should go for it. In all honesty, it's mostly just about trying to buff up my core cities more. Nizran's is such a cool spot. Without the river, it's losing out a little bit, but Nizran should be drawing in people from the surrounding area to some extent. We could build a palace in Rakat. Rakat, I guess now slightly has loyalty problems, but this would at least fix that and give us more trade routes. Also, speaking of trade routes, did I finish a palace somewhere else recently to get more trade routes? I don't recall. Actually, I should also remember my north, too. Some of these places could really do with palaces, too, perhaps. Actually, looking at the research points, none of these places are ready for palaces yet. Nizran is better than those places, for sure. Anything above 3 research per month should have a palace at this point. So we'll keep an eye on that. Of course, there are other reasons to build palaces, too, beyond the research. Alright. Fortunately, now this is a great example of how I feel like the tyranny mechanic isn't conceptualized super consistently. Sacking doesn't cause any tyranny problems, when you'd think that would be something that would be considered a tyrannical action. But no, sacking is considered to not cause tyranny, which I guess you could make an argument that sacking wouldn't have been considered tyrannical in the way that the ancient age conceptualized tyranny, but it sort of doesn't make sense on some level, you know? Whatever the case. Once this guy finishes Srifar, he'll come back over and take over the siege once it's almost done. But yeah, we haven't even fought the Tyrian army at all, so we are pretty free just to ravage Tyr's lands. We could also come down and get this stuff again, but I don't really care. I think we're going to get enough war score at this rate. Sacking up here, none shall hide. And then you come down and join in this siege there. Sacking of Tyr itself. None shall hide. And then you... Is this a city here too? Really? I guess this is a city and this is a city. We'll come back up, or we'll come up here. You head up to the fort. Although go like this, so you're not going through this place here and screwing up who wins that. We could also give some of this to Ugarit instead of taking it for ourselves for reduced war score. This will slow down Ugarit's integration, but that's not a huge problem, necessarily. So that's another option if we start to have issues with getting enough war score. Yeah, that force ran away. Both Ugarit and myself have large enough armies that Tyr's army just can't fight anybody. They're gonna just lose, which is pretty funny. 4 health now, alright. None shall hide. Alright, you come up here. Need to work on that. Okay. Can get so far. Alright. Get some cloth down here for noble happiness. And then again, once Daniel dies, and if we're in a relatively stable moment of peacetime, I will completely reorganize all my trade deals. I know that a lot of the noble and citizen happiness resources I'm kind of locking up in regions that it may not be the best for right this second, but I will attend to that once I am at that kind of transitional moment. Let's trade for gold as well from, who's this? From Nubia. Alright. Sounds good. Alright, good stuff. And then... I forgot to actually change this earlier, but Yabrudu might be ready... Oh, only 3 tyranny now. Huh? I'm not complaining, but why did my tyranny cost for that decrease? Was it a technology? That can't be it. Why is my tyranny cost for governor policy changing been reduced? It has to be something kind of recently, because this is completely new. I mean, I'm perfectly happy with that. That's amazing. I hope that's a permanent change, whatever that is. I can't tell what's caused that. Maybe if you spotted it, let me know in the comments, because I do not know what caused that. This is my opportunity, actually, to make some policy changes then. Anything below 0.20, I can probably switch over to... Yeah, this place I'm going to switch back over to harsh treatment. And then everything else here, I think we're going to switch over to assimilation. I'm probably going to keep this guy in the next monarchy, because he's pretty young, and his loyalty is pretty good. And he's a good general, too, which is handy to have. So let's switch this all over to assimilation. It's a lot less expensive now. Alright. These places aren't, like, super thrilled about that, but this is what we need to do to get it all under control. Okay. Also, while we're thinking about it, anyone else ready to switch over? Yeah, Rakat actually could switch over. I guess I did just switch it, so that's not great. I'll keep it on assimilation. Well, yeah, I'll switch it to Borderlands. Yeah, that's all my PI now. Yeah, we need to be consistent with our approaches here. Oh my god, Kemet Kemet's score is climbing. What have they done to gain so much score? Was it just taking out these tribes down here? I mean, I'm not surprised Kemet has a huge score, because this is like the strongest nation in the history of the world in this part of the world. You know, historically and in the game. So I don't really have a good explanation for where their score is coming from, but I guess, you know, I'm not too surprised that I'm below Kemet in score. It shouldn't really be a big surprise. I think after this tick, I'll move the other guy off just so we get a bit further along. Also, Ugarit is sieging this down. That's fine. Although I kind of want it for myself, Ugarit, so don't keep it for me, please. I think as they're my subordinate, they should give it to me. I could also move my higher martial guy over to seize control, which I might do in a bit here. Alright. Yeah, you don't even need to really worry about having all the military techs that give you more, like, combat bonuses. Just grow your numbers large enough that the AI runs from your armies, and you just, like, sort of what I've done in this campaign. I've not done any military technology that gives you more discipline and whatnot, and I've avoided the need to even worry about that, because now the AI doesn't take my fights anymore, at least the AI that I'm fighting right now. Obviously, if/when I fight Kemet, having those discipline bonuses will matter a lot more, because then they're more of an even fight, right? But in these sorts of wars, I really am completely fine. Alright, I'm going to send you over on a special mission to seize control of this siege up here. Yeah, so this will decline back down. That's fine. Actually, we have to go around. Ooh, yikes. Forgot about that. Let's have you come up and work on Bezri. This is not a... Actually, this is a city. Oh, whatever. This is a tiny city, so I don't mind if this guy takes it. A question of competence. After weeks of nervous looks and smirks at court, the whispers circling the palace have finally reached the ears of the king. It seems that someone has been spreading rumors and spinning yarns of his unequaled profligacy and unfitness for the throne. The damage has been done. Now I'll look to how the king will deal with the situation. Don't lose Cruel. Okay, didn't lose Cruel. Good. If he had lost cancer, that would have been cool, but self-improvement doesn't seem to be a medically backed way to lose cancer in real life, so I guess that makes sense. Alright. Things are looking good. Yeah. Actually, this isn't a, this isn't even a city. Why am I... Oh yeah, I should have realized this isn't even a city. I didn't need to have, I didn't need to worry about that. Oh, whatever. We'll let this guy finish the siege down here. That's fine. We're progressing along pretty quick here. Anyways. Yeah, we might end up getting quite a outrageous peace deal if we take all of Tyr's Phoenicia holdings, but I don't know exactly what we're going to be capable of doing here. If Ugarit takes this, I hope they give it to me. Or they gave this to me, so that's a good sign. I think the subject AI is coded to actually give you control of stuff like that, so I think we're okay. Alright, this is one down here. Great. You come up here and join these guys. Also, we should spend our money some more on palaces, I think. Where else should I put palaces? This place is not ready quite yet. Definitely not ready quite yet. This place isn't even a city yet. We could build that palace. You know what I should do, actually? I should build a palace in Yabrudu. This would address the loyalty problems here quite well. And more local tax is really strong. I think what I might do... Can I wait for ADPI? I don't know if I can wait that long. That's a tough question. I think we keep it on Encourage Trade just to boost up our food as much as we can at the minute, and then switch it over later. Alright, back up here. Kadesh might be ready for... Kadesh is almost, yeah. Same with Khatna. I think we'll build a palace at Kadesh. Kadesh is about to be the gateway, or not about to be, but it will soon be the gateway to the Ugarit area of my realm, so Kadesh should get a palace here. And then we may as well build one at Khatna as well. And then loyalty-wise, everyone here is perfectly loyal. These guys aren't quite loyal, but these guys are trending down a little bit. I could build a palace up here too. It's a little extra. It could be done. So are we doing colonial ventures still? Probably not at this point, right? I don't think so. I think we finished off colonial ventures. Did we set up a colony up here quite yet? I think so. Yeah, these guys are all Dammâseq largely. I think we'll wait and we'll do our colony in the Tyrian area once we're able to. Whatever the case. Yeah, actually, you know what? Because we set up a colony at Jayid, Jayid has a lot of population, all things considered, including a Dammâseq noble and 7 Dammâseq citizens. This is really like a little outpost of our own culture up here at Jayid. So I think I should actually set up a palace here in a few months once we have the money for it. That sounds fine to me. Yeah, I think Tyr will agree to any sort of deal we give them, because we are absolutely obliterating them. I actually don't know where their army went. Maybe Ugarit killed their army, but I didn't see that happen, so I'm not 100% sure what the deal is. Either way. Alright, I think that palace can be built now. Yep. Fugitives found crossing the border from Kemet. Okay, this is actually kind of maybe an event we should look at here. Fleeing the dreadful war with Kemet, a number of important dignitaries managed to escape to our lands. These guys are... actually, these are Canaanite guys. Huh? What Canaanites is Kemet fighting? Dreadful war with Kemet. Is Kemet fighting a Canaanite nation? Maybe Petra? Oh my gosh, Kemet's down here. Okay, that's not in Moab and Edom, but that's getting... Yeah, Kemet's definitely claimed Sinai for themselves. I guess Petra is Canaanite, right? Hold on. Yeah. Are these guys Nabatean? No, these guys are Mest Peki. They must live around here somewhere, or they did live around here. I think I want to just get better relations with Kemet, honestly. Yeah. Yeah. Competing power is a big factor here. I mean, obviously, I don't even have a presence in Moab and Edom yet, but I do consider that to be my core territory. So, if Kemet starts to enter Moab and Edom, we may have some problems here. I did not realize Kemet had entered Sinai. I was hoping Sinai would be a bit of a frontier between the two of us, but I don't even know how Kemet got down here. I guess it was through their vassal, but I'm not sure how they've done this. Yeah, Petra is now bordering Kemet. Yikes, okay, we have to keep an eye on that. In real history, Egypt did sort of colonize the Canaan area quite a bit, and so I don't remember if it's happened before this point in the history of the Bronze Age, but possibly it did. And if it didn't, then we're not going to let it happen. In this timeline, Egypt does not get to be in charge of Canaan. Canaan for the Canaanites, I say. So yeah, that's some unexpected Kemet activity that we may have to deal with. Okay, I think we trade over here for, let's see, just more citizen and freeman goods, probably. Let's trade for reeds. And then we'll trade for incense as well. Looks good. Alright, 35%. We'll see what roll we get. Alright, we got that one. Nice. That wasn't a 35% roll, of course, but 35% was the progression, so it's going to take a minute to shake the habit of saying something percent. Let's see what we get. These guys I'm just going to have actually just wait here with the high supply limit while this siege is progressing. Can't really move any further at this time. Ugarit broke their siege of Berat. No, wait, no, they didn't. They did win that siege. But it's not in control because of this fort here. So we actually almost have this here. Jewelry fit for an empress. By your normal consort, Ashera Abarid has expressed the desire... Oh, wait, no, my something. It's just not showing that there. The desire for some jewelry made out of the precious blue lapis lazuli stone. While the stone is not as rare as to be prohibitively expensive, having the adornments made will still cost a princely sum. Refusing might upset your consort just as much as humoring her. Her personal loyalty isn't really a big deal, and she's very old and near death. So this would be a nice thing to do. Also give her... Ironically, the extra charisma would actually possibly help the realm, because she would be giving her better tyranny reduction to Daniel, but she's literally near death. Like, her time is near the end. I think I'll just cost her loyalty a little bit. It's really fine. Also, another event at the same time. Grandiose ceremonies. Because we are wealthy enough in material goods, having vast quantities of myrrh, incense, and lapis lazuli. I guess we see why my wife was talking about lapis lazuli. It has been proposed that we incorporate these valuable items in our religious festivals. Having decided upon this course of action, all that remains is to decide on the details. Should we throw a sumptuous party, a feast for the gods, or should we have daily sacrifices for an entire week? Ooh, these are some good options. Ooh, okay. 8% state religion happiness is flat 8% happiness across the board. Everyone here is Canaanite. Or, increased omen power for now would give us more freeman happiness and more pop simulation speed, and these other modifiers boost up a little bit too. And 5%. And how long is this for? Is this a permanent bonus? Holy crap, that's a really, really strong permanent bonus. 5% monthly PI permanently, 8% state religion happiness permanently. Oh man, it's really hard to justify not going for 8% state religion happiness permanently. But 5% monthly PI permanently, there's so many more ways to get happiness than there is to get more PI. So yeah. And then, oh my god, that's crazy. End of game. That's, wow. I can't believe how good of an event that is. Holy moly. Alright, there's the Tyrian army getting killed up there. Very fun. Alright, this war's almost over. Once we get this fort, actually, I guess we could just do an assault. But I might go to war with Huzaza right after, because my armies are right here. I have plenty of manpower built up, honestly. And not really any serious war exhaustion. So, I think I might just do that. These guys are fighting a rebellion up here, which is goofy, but... Let's see. They bring in Yabrudu. I actually kind of want to do this so I can get the Yabrudu stuff while I'm in the area. So, once I finish this force here will become my Yabrudu conquest force. And then, obviously Ubrudu has stuff over here, but my forts will take care of that. They're not going to get very far. In this force here, I'm going to redirect down to Katie's. I will... Do I keep... Don is the right distance from Hazor. And I don't know where my cities will be over here yet, so I don't know if I'll keep Don as my city. It's probably the best tile in the whole province. It is the best tile. It's farmland on a river. So Don should be the provincial capital, even though it's in kind of a weird spot for the province. So, I could sack Don, though. That's not the end of the universe, honestly. Either way, let's see here. I will send this force... I'll send... Well, where's their actual capital is Huzaza up here. Yeah, I think I'll send this force to Katie's first, because my forts I'll just keep when the war's done. So we'll come like this to Yasud. Actually, let me fast march. I'm gonna fast walk over to Yasud and enter Katie's from the Yasud direction, so we have more movement. All right, that's the plan. Some deathbed war making for Daniel. Gotta love it. Really? Your Broody wants access? No. It's not happening. Goofy. Alright. Oh my gosh. Ebla's fighting Arna, and Ebla's levy... Actually, no, that's not Ebla's levy. That's the mercenaries. Never mind. No, Ebla's is there. Ebla's under the mercenaries. Ebla's levy, look at that. 23 cohorts. They're under the mercenaries. You can't see them. But their levy raised at Ebla, and they can't leave Ebla, because Tunip isn't allowed to give them military access because they have limited diplomacy as my client state. Oh my gosh. This is the best revenge I ever could have had against Ebla. This is extreme humiliation. Like, the AI always raises their levy through, it seems, the levy raise button, which raises them at the capital for your home levy. So their Ebla levy always raises in their little exclave capital out here, and they can't move through Tunip. Oh man, Ebla's gonna really struggle without their core levy. Like, I think they may have a bit of a levy up here from Aleppo Plain, but yeah, that's really funny. Oh my gosh. A venomous tongue. The governor of Rakat is a particularly weasel-like man, a fact that is making itself clear now more than ever. He has begun stirring up the people of his governorate, perhaps hoping to challenge our rule. Unfortunately, he's well regarded in this locale. A response must be made with care. Ooh, Really? Alright, 57 loyalty. 10 corruption on that guy is not great. But this one here, we imprison him. We could release him and just reappoint him immediately, and I think that'd be okay, but losing that much loyalty in Rakat, which does currently have downward trend very slightly, would be irritating. We need to build that palace pronto here. Yeah. That's painful. Yeah, that corruption in this guy won't help. But what we could do is increase wages. Well, once Daniel dies, I'm going to change around the governorships anyways, so we'll temporarily run high corruption on that governor just for a sec. Alright, you guys stop moving. Once this fort's done, we can finish the war with Tyr. I could just go to war with Huzaza right now, actually. Although them having this ongoing war with Danabu is kind of convoluted. I guess their forces will be preoccupied. I could assault Cadiz, actually, and then wait for these forces to recover their morale. That might be what I do. Actually, I could just siege it myself. Actually, I shouldn't do this until I'm in position to go to the Ubrudu fort and assault it. Coming of the city of Panwell. Alright. And we have another city that just finished at the same time, the sister city of Shadmont. Good. Alright, handy stuff. Okay. These guys here have very slight attrition, but it's not going to be for too much longer. This fort is almost done. Once this fort is done, we finish the war. Oh, our wife died. That is a bummer. We could marry for higher charisma, but I do think Daniel is going to die very soon, so I think we... Honestly, well... We could marry this random lady. I guess this would make the Meshids happy. I don't think this would cause any problems later on. Having higher charisma just temporarily would still be handy. Yeah, for the monthly tyranny reduction. Yeah, let's do this last minute temporary marriage just to be gamey. Also, the 6 martial doesn't hurt, and the zeal is great too. You know, she's a lot younger. She's healthy. Let's go for it. All right, and that will help out a lot with some of these modifiers. Oh yeah, that helped out a lot with the tyranny. Minus 0.12 tyranny. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, finally. Okay, good. Okay, with this fort done, once the stuff changes control... Actually, we might be able to do this peace seal right now, even before that stuff changes control. So, give us Hazor, give us Akko, or Akra, rather, give us Tyr, give us Sidon, and then give us this, and also give us that. They would take this deal. They almost wouldn't take this deal, but they would take this deal. They're left down here in Canaan to probably be eaten by Jaffa pretty soon. This is a giant failure loss for Tyr. And we enter the Phoenicia region almost by taking over the Phoenicia region in one fell swoop. Is this the deal we want? I don't think I've missed anything here. No, I think we're looking good here. Okay, 41 AE from this deal. That's quite a lot. But this is Daniel's, one of Daniel's last accomplishments. This isn't as impressive as Ipterdagon's conquest of Ebla, because that actually required beating a much larger foe. This was really bullying Tyr with our overwhelming force. Also, hello, giant revolt up here. That's interesting. We'll look at that later. But, yeah, this was still, you know, a war against a sizable neighboring nation, so Daniel can take some pride in this victory for sure. And this opens the way for a lot of advancement into the Phoenicia situation. Alright, looking good. Let's go for this deal. I guess I could make Tyr a client state, just to protect me from Jaffa slightly, but I might want to rush my way down through Jaffa to try to cut off Kemet from entering Moab and Edom. I think if I controlled the south of Moab and Edom, I don't think Kemet would go to war with me. I think they would hesitate to attack me, but they 1000% wouldn't hesitate to attack Petra or Jaffa. And so my best bet of keeping them out of my planned regions is to cut them off. But that would require this weird, snaky conquest all the way through Moab and Edom to get to that. Yeah, because because Petra doesn't currently control anything more, but Jaffa does control this one community just barely in that southern, the Red Sea region. So they may consider Jaffa to be a target that they might attack, and then they might take territory in Moab and Edom. I don't mind, like, I'm okay with Kemet controlling Sinai. I don't consider Sinai part of my core that I plan to have, but I don't want them in Moab and Edom. That's Canaan land down there, so we have to think about that a bit more. Either way, that's not going to affect this decision too much here. We're still going to go for this. Okay, the Canaanite regional power of Tyr accepts our generous peace offer. We've read these things here already. That's a lot of new territory and a lot of AE as well. Oh my gosh, yeah. But whatever the case, now we get into position here for this next war. Ugar can probably get this on their own. We're going to send these guys over to take Hamana. Once these guys arrive, actually I'll force march these guys over there just for speed. Then we'll go to war with Huzaza and their ally Yabrudu. Right, so we'll wait a little bit longer. We also have a new region to work with, the Phoenicia region, and we need a new governor. I think I'll assign somebody that I plan to keep for the succession as well. Like, I'm not going to change this governorship, even when Daniel dies. Okay, who do I want? Well, first let me think about this. We could pick a Milkermid, or we could continue to... I guess, what does this require? This doesn't require anybody. This just benefits from Mitbuzz. Whatever. Let's not worry about getting a Milkermid. Finesse-wise, this guy's really old. Adabal is a good option. Not the best loyalty I've ever seen. Oh, you know what? It's because he's Sama. He's not Dammâseq, so we're not going to get a non-Dammâseq governor. Seems like a bad idea. This guy here. Why do I have a Sama noble in my court? I don't know what's going on with that. This guy's really old. This guy's on sort of old. Only 6 finesse too. Yeah, let me see if I can poach a officer again. This guy's really old. Yeah, we have a serious brain drain problem once more. Any youngsters anywhere with any finesse at all? Please. There's got to be somebody somewhere, right? I guess I also have my grandson, Aharam. 3464. Yeah. We'll see how Mutant Ball actually develops here, stat-wise, but this is not a good sign. What about my... I don't think I have... This guy doesn't have any siblings alive anymore. No. What about any of my siblings? About Noam's been dead. Hiram I could go with, but he's not... He wouldn't be great for a governor position, is the problem. What about researchers? Anyone I can poach over here? Umeshtar is a proven good governor. I could have him... I think I might actually go with Umeshtar, to be honest. Good loyalty and all that, and he's on the younger side. This guy, yeah. This is the best we can do at the minute. Alright, Umeshtar, I am promoting you. Replace you with definitely a less good character here. So let me see here. Yeah, let me actually switch over Bommelkal. Oh, you know, actually, Bommelkal is a good character too. 1010. This guy is a great character to be governor. Let's switch this guy out and place Adabal in that position. Alright, Bommelkal. Also, this guy is a minor character, which I actually really like. I like having minor character governors, and he's just, which is really cool. Crafty isn't great, but that's okay. I can work around that. Alright, there we go. We can now get a number of missions into Phoenicia. 15 pops and Akko are assimilated. There are not even 15 pops here. I guess I could move a couple slaves in here just to be thorough. Let me do that. There we go, just to get the most out of this mission. We get a claim on Israel. Conquer Israel, get a free province investment, that's pretty good. Ooh, you know what? What that means is I can now go over here. I could get another trade route in Yabrudu to get more food, or get the building slot to get a palace in Kutaifa. I think that's a bigger priority. So let's get a religious endowment in Yabrudu for one local city building slot in the cities here. Good. Okay. And then, yeah, this would require that. Okay, good. Alright. And then there's a lot of territory to look at here, so I think I might actually wait until after the Huzaza War to plan out my cities and whatnot. I think I'll just leave everything where it is for now, just because the Huzaza War, like Huzaza and this other stuff is so, like, it's in the middle of everything, so I want to kind of have all this territory, at least up through the mountain entrance before I proceed here. So we'll just leave everything where it is for now. We'll address it all in a few months here. It's totally fine to wait slightly. Not a big deal. Alright, we are in position. Let's go to war, get this whole thing over with. Your Brudu comes in, that's fine. I'm trying to take Hazor, if that's the right spot. That is the right spot. Let's go for it. Alright. Okay, and let's begin this war as well. So just trying to get Phoenicia under control ASAP. Would be good. Very poor health on Daniel. It's fine. Some wine. Also, almost at 0 more exhaustion, which is pretty good. Right. Need to work on that. And Katna. Oh, that's fine. I think this Ugarit force is going to go stop them, which would be great. Let's see it, Ugarit. Save Katna from those guys. Okay. Yeah, Ugarit's on the march. I might be able to get away with an assault down here, but I don't really want to play around. You never know what could happen. Ugarit's not going to save the day. Where are you going? Alright, Ugarit, that's not very helpful. This is an issue. I didn't really think about securing this area. I don't really want Katna to be sieged down and sacked. That would be irritating. Yabrudu is like the bane of my existence. I think Yabrudu is the nation I hate the most in this campaign. Not because they're strong, but because they're just so annoying to deal with, having all these little bits of territory right near me, joining in every war that I get involved in. Ugh, they're like the foil of the campaign. Martial advance. That's pretty good. Okay, what are we going for? I believe we were going for theological colleges. We also, because we have everyone raised, our research efficiency went down a little bit, but that's fine. We are still working for this. Accepted rites. Compiling a list of accepted religious rites are as often practiced by foreigners within a realm will grant a certain degree of security to our foreign populace. Okay. Yeah, I might end up losing this stuff to Yabrudu. I can't do anything about that. Ugarit won't do the right thing and save the day, even though they have a giant army right in the area. Ugh. It is what it is. We have a breach down here. Okay, we're going to assault the breach. That is much, much safer for an assault. They barely lost anybody. Okay, so now what we need to do is split away a couple guys to go grab that capital. Split away a couple guys to go grab that capital, and then everybody else come up to Dom, then you come to that capital. Alright. We are looking good, but we're going to continue this war in the next episode of the Dammâseq Campaign. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.